started off looking at what we could do with our milk a bit differently. We were selling all of our milk in bulk to a processor and looking at the other options we could use our milk for. So for example, selling milk directly or butter or cream or yogurt. And I looked at all the various options and thought that ice cream showed the best possible return for our investments. And also actually it was a really good product because lots of people liked the idea of doing ice cream locally in the village here. We have a pedigree Ayrshire herd, and the milk that we produce is more creamy than the milk you would get from Holstein Friesians, black and white cows. And so that helps with making the ice cream because you're looking for a certain cream content within the ice cream. The first aspect is to create the base mix. For that we need milk, cream, milk powder, emulsifiers and stabilisers, and sugar. Emulsifiers and stabilisers are important because it means that the ice cream will last a lot longer. It does improve the body and the viscosity of the mix, but they are all of natural origin, therefore they won't cause problems for people with allergies. So the first step is to go and collect the milk from the bulk tank next to the parlour. So we collect the right amount of milk and place it into the pasteuriser. We pasteurise the milk because we're taking it directly from the cows. We're not buying it in already pasteurised, so it's important that we pasteurise our milk. And actually by pasteurising the whole of the base mix means it's a completely safe product to use, and we can then leave it overnight knowing it's not going to spoil before we turn it into ice cream the next day. We record using a digital thermometer the temperature that the mix is achieving. We heat it up to at least 80 degrees Celsius. It's held there for at least 15 seconds and then reduced back down to fridge temperature, about 4 degrees. The temperatures are actually laid down by law as to the pasteurisation temperatures for different products. So for example, milk has a different temperature to ice cream. So if, for example, the environmental health officer wanted to know that a particular batch had been pasteurised correctly, we could show that had been done using the printout from the pasteurising machine. So once we've completed the ageing process, we're now going to freeze the ice cream with some flavouring. So for example, looking at today's flavour, which is tiramisu, for that we just add a flavour before we freeze the mix down. So we take a certain quantity of the base mix, we add the right quantity of flavouring, and then we add that to the batch freezer and freeze that down to a temperature of about -8, which means it's frozen, but it's still at a workable temperature to be able to transfer it into the pots. The batch freezer is effectively a frozen tub. The mixture is freezing onto the side of the tub, and in order to keep the ice crystals as small as possible, the blade goes round very fast and very close to the edge, because a lot of the quality of the ice cream comes from the quality of the freezing process of getting the ice crystals as small as possible. The batch freezer normally takes between 10 and 15 minutes to take a batch of ice cream from about 4 degrees down to about -8, which is a temperature where it's frozen but not so frozen you can't then transfer it into the tubs. Once we put the ice cream into the pots, the lids are sealed, and then we place the ice cream into our upright freezer, which is a very quick freezer and reduces the temperature as quickly as possible to -20 degrees, because it's important for the quality of the ice cream that the freezing process is as quick as possible. Normally we leave the ice cream in the fast freezer overnight, which means it's frozen solid to -20 degrees. Once that's happened, we transfer it into our walk-in freezer, which enables us then to move on and start our next batch with the empty upright freezer. One of the advantages of having the equipment that we have is that we can do relatively small quantities of one particular flavour, so we can respond to requests. So if somebody has an event or a wedding or a party that they would like a particular flavour for, that is their favourite, we can have a go at producing that for them. We can also produce flavours for restaurants and pubs where the chef has got an idea for a dessert that they have an ice cream to go with, and we can produce that for them. So for example, we've produced an orange cheesecake recipe, a blackberry and apple crumble recipe for particular customers.
One of them and one of them. I've got strawberry and rum and raisin.
At the moment we hold about 10 flavours all year round. Vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, caramel toffee crunch, cookies and cream, rum and raisin, coffee, mint choc chip, And then we do seasonal flavours according to the time of year and what's available. So for example, the strawberry is always made with fresh strawberries. We also use fresh fruit when we produce sorbets, lemon sorbet using lemons, melon sorbet with melons and so forth. And we also use bananas in banoffee. For most other flavours, we use pastes and sauces according to the best that are available. Most of our new flavours have come from suggestions from customers. So for example, the coconut flavour that we've done for the past few months, we've produced a chocolate and hazelnut flavour in response to people's ideas. And that's how most of our new flavours come about. We've also produced flavours for particular events and then continued to produce that flavour. So for example, we produced a raspberry and white chocolate flavour for a wedding, and we've since continued to produce that in 1 litre tubs for sale because it was so popular at the wedding.
The ice cream is really superb. It's the best you can buy, simple as that.
On Hayling Island we have 3 outlets for our tubs, which is the Stoke Fruit Farm shop on the main road down the island, the Co-op in Elm Grove sell a number of our flavours, and the News Boutique in Mensham offer about half a dozen flavours. We currently supply to outlets up to about 20 miles away in terms of a delivery range, so that's supplying to pubs and restaurants as well as our retail outlets.
Hi everyone!
We had lots of feedback from people in the village that they wanted to come and visit the farm to purchase the ice cream direct from us. So what we've done is to be open on Sunday afternoons for people to come along, buy some ice cream, and whilst they're enjoying their ice cream they can see the cows being milked and see some of the other aspects of the farm. As part of that, we've also been producing Sundays for people to try with different sauces and flavourings and toppings. And so as well as buying your usual standard flavours in tubs, you can buy a more exciting sundae which goes with the ice cream sundae idea.